Hi and welcome. I've not done Magic draft videos in a long time, so I thought Brothers War, my favorite limited format, is online on Magic Arena, so let's do this. And let's do this in English, so maybe one or two of my Magic playing Wingspan players can also enjoy it. If you want more English Magic content or more German Magic content, let me know in the comments. So, as I said, Quick Draft Brothers War is live on Magic Arena, which means we draft against bots, so we have infinite time for each pick, which is kind of nice. So yeah, as I said, this is my absolute favorite format because it gives me everything that a Magic player wants. You can draft a quick deck, you can draft a control-ish deck, and you can dawdle around till infinity, but you don't have to, and it's fantastic. Also in each booster there is a retro artifact, which means one card of times past, which makes this format even more diverse. So, and long story short, we have an absolute bomb rare here. Even without white, this is just a huge card, so we're going to pick it. Probably the next best card would be Yotian Dissident. Unfortunately, probably the AI will be sent into some green-white deck areas, but we'll have to cope with that. So, actually yesterday I managed a 7-0 finish with a mono-white deck and 2 laydown arms. That was kind of fun. We could try that again. Else there is a Hero of the Dunes, the Reanimator guy, which reanimates and boosts small creatures, which is also a very great card. Avenger is also nice. Escape is a nice trick. Scrapwork Rager is a fine card. Evolving Wilds, always a fine card to keep flexible, but I think I want to pick one of the white uncommons here. I think I'll go for the hero. Oh, another laydown arms and overwhelming remorse. Problem is that laydown arms, of course, gets worse the more colors you add to your deck, which means that probably overwhelming remorse is the better card. On the other hand, if we are drafting very whitish and splash only the Hero of the Dunes, Laydown Arms is a 1-mana removal spell. Well, I think I'm going for the rather conservative play and take the Overwhelming Remorse. So, what do we have here? The Emergency Weld is a nice value card, but it's not the highest of picks. Scrapwork Mud is really great, and splashing a bit of red could be kind of easy. Also, Ambush Paratrooper is a nice card, although it shines more in the soldier or aggro deck, not as much in the mid-range deck. I think I go for the Scrapwork Mud here. I'm a huge fan of the Levitating Statue, but then again, I'm also a huge fan of the Scrapwork Rager, and also kind of like the Goring Warplow, but Scrapwork Rager says draw a card. Magic players like drawing cards, so let's pick this. Next pack, we have the Ambush Paratrooper again, and again I don't think I'm going to pick it. Warlord's Elite is kind of nice, and also Chromatic Star is a really great card. Hero of the Dunes can even reanimate it, but Hero of the Dunes can also reanimate Warlord's Elite. It's sad to let the Chromatic Star go, but that's fine to pick up the Warlord's Elite. Another great pack, we have Disenchant, which is a main boardable removal in this format because it's all about artifacts. Elsewhere Flask is also a nice mana fixing and has synergies with the Hero of the Dunes. Traxodemon is also nice. I think I go for a Disenchant because I want removal spells, but also the others easily have been picks. So there is a nice discard spell which one could play. Clay Revenant is also kind of useful. I think I go for the Clay Revenant. Because I like having stuff lying around from round 1 onwards, which I can then use, for example, for the Warlord's Elite. There might also be some cards that sacrifice other stuff, for which this is also great. Platoon Dispenser also wants creatures around, so it should be cool. Energy Refractor is just a massive card. It has not only revolutionized Pauper, it is also a very cool limited card. Oh, okay. Black seems to be kind of open. So there is another Rager. But there would also be an Infiltrator and an Avenger, but yeah, I cannot let Ragers go. After all, it draws cards. This Mana Boy I don't like as much. I kind of like the Stringleaf Drum, which is another argument for having small creatures lying around, so I'm not sure if I'm going to play this, but it's surely playable. And Emergency Well also table, so at the moment I have 12 cards, 13 cards that I'm easily playing in this deck. So Levitating Statue Table, that's massive. Even without the blue thing that animates it. It's just a huge card. So if we manage to stay 2-color, then I'll love Tokasia Sticks. Oh, and even the... Okay, this is... I mean, I do draft a lot, but this doesn't happen that often that I have, after Booster 1, 15 cards that I would absolutely be willing to play. The Mightstone and the Weakstone. Yes. Also, even without the backside, it's a very good card, because it draws cards. And also it can kill creatures, and it produces mana afterwards. And if we randomly pick up the other half of the card, then we can even create this powerful Planeswalker. But also, that's mythic. I'm not counting on getting that. Ashnod's Altar. I don't think we go that far. It's a great card, but in limited, in draft, this is not as cool. Talk the Architect is nice. That carried me to my 7-0 win yesterday. You cannot play infinite of those because they're not artifacts themselves. But in the late game, they can always find a way to get your creatures through. This feels like it will be getting a rather complicated deck building process, because we will have many playables. So we have Evolving Wild, we could pick that just to stabilize the mana. And we have Phalanx Vanguard, which is also a great 2-drop. Yeah, we want to apply some early pressure. And we take the Vanguard. Alright, there is Yotian Dissident, but I think we're not going to be green. I mean, we could splash black. We don't need the Emergency Weld. We do have some mana fixing. Maybe we do pick the Yotian Dissident. On the other hand, Lauren, Disciple of History, is also a great card. Is there any competition? I mean, these prototype artifact creatures would also be cool. But, yeah. I think... I mean, we also don't have any reasons to play green so far, and black-white seem to be very open. I don't know if it's necessary to go into the Yotian Dissident thingy. But then again, it's a very strong card. We do have a lot of artifacts. Lauren is also kind of on the clunky side. I think I'll pick it, and we'll see if this pays off. If it doesn't, then we have wasted one pick, but we'll have enough playables anyway, so there's a Traxxas Demon. I would like to play one of those. Another reason why cards like Clay Revenant are good. So we are probably rather back to black again. Powerstone Fracture. We don't have that much removal, and this is another thing that recycles our early game chaff. I would also play a second Disenchant if I got it. I would probably also play Soul Guide Lantern because there's so much unearthing going on in this set. Which means Graveyard Hate that draws cards is kind of viable. We have a Combat Courier here and a Tokasia's Onulet. Both are okay-ish. I think I prefer the Combat Courier. Self-Assembler and another Energy Refractor. If we can manage to pick up more assembly workers, especially more self-assemblers, this can be really cool. That's unfortunately not an assembly worker. So this doesn't do anything, right? I mean, this is Grave Hate, but it doesn't replace itself, so this is kind of a dead card. For the unlikely case that green is still going to happen, we pick up a Bushwhack. So these are things that will only conditionally be accepted. Yeah, this would be great if we were more main color green. Lawrence Escape is a great trick. You can pick that one up. Yeah, we are not going to play any of these. We might play a Carrion Locust, although I'm not the biggest fan of it. I mean, it's a flyer. It exiles a card from the graveyard. But it's not the most powerful card. There would be an assembly worker, but also not the best of assembly workers. Right, so it went a bit thin towards the end of Boosted 2, but that's not a big problem. So we have an in-color rare, but the drawback is its Diabolic Intent. It's a great constructed card, but I don't want to play it in limited, I think. I mean, even with a small sacrifice stuff laying around, it's still a 2-card investment to get 1 card. And while we do have good cards in my deck, I don't think there are cards as good that I want to invest 2 other cards to get them. So I'm just taking this figure, which is a nice early game removal / combat trick. What was this again? That's a nice value extractor, but I think that I actually want Overwhelming Remorse number 2. 11 creatures so far, we could work a bit on that number. So Lay Down Arms, we now know that we won't play it because we are definitely 2-color and we are most likely to be black and white. Yeah, we need creatures. So, creature-wise, we would have Aeronaut Cavalry, which I only like to play if there's at least not a critical, but at least some kind of mass of soldiers. That's okay. The Mickey Mouse is also okay. So what's the... we have 3 other soldiers. We don't have many big creatures lying around, so... Yeah, I think I will pick one of the 5 drops. We're in the beginning of pack 3, there might be more soldiers coming around. But I think actually the Trench Stalker is also nice. I mean, we have the Scrapwork Rager, which draws cards. The Mightstone can draw cards. Flask draws cards. Mud draws cards. Refractor draws cards. If we reanimate any of those, even that one draws cards. So that shouldn't be too difficult to trigger. And if we don't trigger it, we do have a 4/5 creature. Alright. I like Mishra's Bauble, but I don't think we'll find space to play it. So if I had a greater amount of cards that would be interested in it, I'd probably pick it. So I mean, what's the competition? The competition is basically the Ravenous Giga Mole, which can dig for creatures, which is kind of nice. I think this has more synergies with our deck, also with creatures. Burnished Heart. That's also a nice card. The competition would be Disfigure, but we have one already and we do need more creatures. So let's take the Burnished Heart. Okay. More Thraxer Demon, more Scrapwork Rage, and also Recommission is a magic card. So, I mean, how many of my thingies here are actually creatures? So do we need Curve, aka Thraxer Demon, or do we need late game value? So many of these things are not really creatures. There's stuff to do, but I cannot attack. So let's pick Thraxer Demon, so that's one more proactive thing that we can do on round 2. Things leaving graveyard create +1/+1 counters. I do have some unearthed creatures. I have a Clay Revenant. It could be playable, although I'm not sure if it's really that great. I think it's a bit wanting too much, so I think I'll just pick up the Recommission here. This is absolutely irrelevant. It's playable, but we don't really want it. Same here. If we feel that we need some more late game, we could play this, although I'm not overly excited. Supply drop. The cavalry tables. I don't think we have picked up more soldiers in the meantime. Nope, still at 3. It's borderline playable with soldiers. Swift-Foot Boots is a nice card for commander, but in draft this is often not relevant enough, because protecting one creature means the opponent just kills the other creature. Hexproof and Haste are fine abilities, but limited. You do need stats increase. By the way, I have invited my house sparrows again to provide a little bit of background noise. All for my Wingspan friends. Okay. Yeah, so we have tons of playables, although there weren't as many towards the end of boosters 2 and 3, so we're up for deck building. So I've cleared the table so that we can build this deck from scratch. Let's start out with creatures. Yeah, we do have synergies with artifacts, which is difficult to not have in this format. So Phalanx Vanguard will be in, Warlord Elite will be in, Dr. Architect will be in. I'm not sure about the Aeronaut Cavalry, we'll check that later. Platoon Dispenser is definitely in. Combat Courier is also in, under the assumption that we will have some collateral blue mana, but I'm kind of optimistic that we'll be able to have that without playing islands. So we'll play the Clay Revenant and creatures that can eat it. We play the Mole and the Ragers. We'll play the Mickey Mouse, Scrapwork Mod the Hero. And that's about it. No, Burnished Heart is also in. But of real creatures, this is what we want to see. 15, that's an okay amount. So, and then we can have 8 spells as support. So we have Overwhelming Remorse, just a great removal spell. We have one Disenchant, which is also great. We'll also play Power Stone, Fracture, and Disfigure as more interaction spells. We'll also play the Might Stone and the Weak Stone. And then we are almost full. And that's pretty good. There are many cards that I want to include. So I'm a huge fan of the Levitating Statue. And if I want to utilize Combat Courier and Scrapbook Mod fully, we should also have some kind of random mana fixing. I could imagine playing this deck with 16 lands. This is Arena Best of 1 after all. So the Shuffler might allow this. Then we can include Springleaf Drum and Refractor and Flask as additional sources of mana. Yeah, I would really love to have the Levitating Statue in. Also Emergency Weld would be nice, Recommission, Lawrence Escape. All playable cards, but we don't have the slots, I think. We can also play Tokasia's Dig Site. Although then we need to cut another colored mana. But then again, we have only 5 white mana symbols and 9 black mana symbols, so it actually is fine to play 7 planes and include Tokasia's Dig Site. So that should work. Okay, let's dive into the games. So, freshly equipped with a new pot of coffee, we can go for the games. Burden's Minister. That's not the best opening hand, but it's slightly too good to mulligan it, I think. I was just thinking about this card, that this will be the thing that I don't want to see. So there goes my reason to keep the hand. My late game power is gone. Forever. Well, I have to try to win with the rest. Also, opponent has full information now. It's rather difficult. I do have memories of blue-black bling being my favorite deck in this format. So I'm kind of scared. If Burden's Minister is capable of keeping the power level up. I mean, they've only played 1 spell so far, and now they're mana screwed. Okay, maybe we do have a chance. So it started out very badly, but we might be able to recover. Also, we found the Scrapbook Rager, which is a really nice top deck, which might run into a counter spell. They have a tendency to play random spells that exile. I don't like it. But I can do that as well. Well, let's try this. I hope they don't have this Ashnod's Trick that I picked up for my sideboard. That would be devastating. So I can just beat my opponent up with Grizzly Bears. But we're not there yet. But if they only have one blocker and it's an artifact creature, we are there. They have neutral spell. And I know what I'm going to draw, and they're not conceding, so they have some kind of instant interaction. Oh wow. Ah, they might have this flash creature. This 3/3 flyer. But yeah, I don't have a choice. I've got to attack and... is there any card that lets me discard one card? Is there a reason to sandbag this planes? I don't think so. If they didn't know about the planes, I would probably have kept it in the hand. But since they do know it, what the applause. No, okay. This has been one of the more weirdly games. Okay. I mean, a win is a win. I'll take that. Okay, that was practice. Now let's go on to serious business. Ooh, okay, well. My 700s trucks are skidding. Fantastic. This opening hand looks much better than the last. That's nice leaves. Is it a pumpkin sun? Oh, come on! What's wrong with you? I mean, that's a fine card and all, but you don't have to all of you start with that. And just like last time, my opening hand just got like 50% worse, because the best card is gone. Sorry. I think I will want to block this because I don't have anything else to do. It's not a good start for me. Second time that my opponent very actively and fully destroyed my opening hand plan. I could disenchant that harvester, but I think it's rather more important to exile it. Or to destroy it on their turn, so that I have one time frame to get my Traxor Demon back with the Hero of Dunes. I think the Overwhelming Remorse might be too important. So yeah, I will disenchant the Harvester in the beginning of combat steps. If they unearth it and exile something next turn, that doesn't matter much. But I need this turn to reanimate my stuff. Let's go with the Jade card. Also problematic. Yeah, opponent has a really good deck. Kind of in trouble here. And I seem to have a fight spell on top. But they are not attacking. What the fuck? That's random noise for a Sunday. So I'm playing that Burnished Heart, and we'll see what we can do. We're not on the attack position here, so we'll just wait. Something is going on in the hallway. Yeah, I'll hope this will be over at some point. I don't think that I need the Burnished Heart too badly. I've got enough lands. So let's just trade this, or not trade this. Then we can at least use this one to sacrifice. Does it trample? It does trample. Ooh. Yeah, still. Yeah, we'll have to hope that this works. Otherwise we're boned. So there is one haste creature in these colors. It's the red prototype guy, which they cannot cast. And also, I'm not expecting them to have it. So let's just beat them up. You just earned the prize as the most annoying card. Gosh. So there's a 3/3 creature. They know that I have a removal spell. I know that they know. Do I care? I might need to draw cards. Yeah, I'm not overreacting. I think we can just double block that. So we're both very low on resources now. Opponent can produce a 2/2 creature of the mask. I could... I want to play a removal spell on that. That's too many lands. I am willing to block this. Person of culture as well. Ah, nice. Yeah, let's... start out with this. And get rid of a useless land. Ooh. That's actually good. That's actually bad. Of course, they have more removal spells. Why shouldn't they? This. This. Back. So now I can keep the planes in hand because I might at some point be able to unearth that scrapwork mod, and then I need a card that I can discard for it. So my opponent seems to be out of resources as I am. At least that's something. I keep... No, that one is vigilance, right? So I don't have to keep this at home. I want to attack with that next turn. So I'm playing a land and not using this. At least that's not trampling. Ooh, hello there. Unfortunately, I can still not attack. One too deep. But I'm not complaining. This is a great draw. So if I have a chance to come back into this game, then this way. Yeah, I hope that they cannot give it trample again, but they have used 2 Gears gifts already, so I'm not expecting them to have more. Are they just dead? Let's find out, right? Massive comeback. Whee. That was again, opponent had really good proactive answers. Double Creams of Steel and Oil, double Gaia's Gift. But I think what we just saw was the demonstration that Dreams of Steel and Oil, no matter how good that card can be, it doesn't create impact on the board, and it costs the person who plays it a card as well. And in the end, after all these little tricks that created massive value in the early game, my opponent ran out of gas in the late game, so... Again, we have a very decent opening hand. My opponent has a Dreams of... no. Gnawing Vermin. Loading themselves. Very nice. Do I want to disfigure that? I don't think so. Maybe we want to do that now, because next round we want to play a 3-mana 2/2 creature, which would only trade with that one, which would be rather unfortunate. Underwhelming. Is our opponent mono black? So at least I'm sure I'm not doing anything with this Varnished Heart attack-wise, so let's just get some resources. Let's do the Rampy. When it dies, mana will less than black. Two more other creatures. I'm playing this into a removal spell, I fear. But there's not much else. No, there's no point in disenchanting it. Yeah, we have to resist somehow. This one needs to go in any case at some point, so let's get rid of it. Yeah, we need to draw the value cards to recover. We have tons of value cards. Important thing is we are not allowed to draw lands now. That might have not been precise enough. We are not allowed to draw lands now. That's at least something. So let's block, sacrifice this. Interesting enough. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is bad news. I mean, I still have time, so I think there is nothing that I need to do right now. Not willing to sacrifice that demon. So opponent is mono black. There's only one good reason to play mono black in this format, and it's called corruption, which means we need to be prepared to maybe take a lot of damage for the team. So, we also found our Might Stone and Weak Stone. That's good. We need to get rid of the opponent's creature. Maybe of multiple ones. So, flavorly, I can play this Mighty Power Stone and sacrifice the Power Stone to Power Stone Fracture, and you shut up, please. Don't disturb the grown-ups while they're thinking. The question is, I might need to draw cards. That's not really a question. What's a statement? I need to draw cards. I need value. Can I use this mana for anything? I don't think so. So now we're actually in danger. Because they have 8 swamps, if they have Corrupt and they connect with this, we're dead. So we have to be... We can have an interesting next turn. That one can attack. For reasons of being vigilant. Boulder Branch, Golden. Not the best of news. So my life recovery plan just died. I think this is it. This is more than I can handle. That can get me a creature. Can jump next round. Let's see. Yes, we can take the Clay Revenant. That's fine. At least that can jump for a while. But we don't have any... Actually, my Vanguard could attack if... Oh, actually, I forgot that this has Death Touch as well. I can attack after all. Yeah, this jumping doesn't matter because the important thing is that we get life back. Right. Our decks do have some similarities. But they have the bigger creatures, that's not as good for us. Yeah, I think the mole has to take one for the team. I'm very convinced that their last hand card is Corrupt still. So I think I need to enable my Trench Stalker again. So I'm producing some white and black mana for the pool. Then I turn my lands to islands for the turn. And sacrifice this immediately. Oh, that's good. That is actually helpful. Then I can play this. The mana doesn't really matter. But this swing is important. I think the mana did matter. So, what are they? Okay, it was a swamp. It was not corrupt after all, but I still think that they have corrupt in their deck. So, yeah, the point where the mana mattered was... Oh no, it didn't matter. That's good. I can reanimate... this one, which draws cards, which then triggers my Trench Stalker again. So I can leech some more life. I need to get the Clay Revenant into play again. I could maybe take one hit. Play Scrapwork Mud next turn and have the Trench Stalker active again. There's only 9 cards left in my deck, that's not too much. Yeah, my opponent does have the bigger creatures, I got that. To be problematic. I think too much late game power that they exhibit. I don't think that I can breach through that. Let's surveil. Yeah, I cannot do too much of milling here. Ooh, that one is interesting. Correction. I'm on a heavy late game. Oh no. Fuck. You see, they're highlighting their graveyard, so they have probably found something that generates value. That's bad. So if they attack this way, the Sigil of Valor doesn't trigger. That means I can do some very cheap blocks here. I have to do some blocks. Is this inevitable? So my biggest problem now is that I'm running out of cards in my deck. Yeah. And also the remaining cards seem to be crappy. So I have 11, 13, 14, 15. There are 2 more lands in my deck. It's not very good. What can I do? I have to do some reckless attack business. And hope that it will be enough. First, lift that one up in the air. I will draw myself to death, I think. We will definitely need that one next turn. So, this one cannot block, so it may attack as well. Four cards left. I gotta do it. So let's do some massive airstrike. The good thing is I can get this Crabwork Mud without drawing a card. I need to block something here. I have 9 cards left. Okay, now I've drawn all my lands. 2 cards left. Can I win this round? How much power do I have on board? That doesn't look as if it would be enough. So what do I have left in my deck? My overlay says it's an Energy Refractor and a Warlord's Elite. Energy Refractor means that I can play 3 artifacts this round. 3 flying creatures means I deal exactly 9 damage, which is not enough. That's not enough. But it was a great game. Really intense. But yeah, I was a bit of too much removal and too much late game power on my opponent's side. They have creatures of dimensions I can only dream of. That looks fine as long as we don't dream of steel and oil again. get rid of that. It might be early enough if we get rid of it next round. I think we have to try, because sacrificing my creature now to kill that is not very good. So much for that. Now, but next round I can sacrifice my bottle, or I can just use Overwhelming Remorse. They could have protection tricks, so I don't do anything. And force them to spend their mana on their turn. Just now. Much credit for my opponent to play Ornithopter. Really lovely card. Do I want to play Thopter Architect? No. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. They haven't played any permanent. They haven't played any protection spells, so I assume it's removal spells in their hand. So let's deal with those. Vigil. They played a card that I didn't like. If it gets too good on their side, we can disenchant it. That's kind of relaxing to have it. What now? Okay, that's more. Still, I think they might have removal spells, so just play the Burnished Heart. And have its activation and disenchant open. Cloud Key. They got a bit trapped in the cuteness, I think. I'm not disenchanted. Seems they really want a creature in their graveyard, so they could have the black-white reanimation dude. I found a Platoon Dispenser, so I want to have 2 other creatures on the battlefield next round. Recommission. Okay. Nice. But it's done. Okay, let's dispense some platoons. Oh, that's 4 mana. Damned. Thought it was 3 mana. I think our opponent got trapped in cuteness a little bit indeed. Reanimating Ornithopter as a 2/4 flyer is it's very nice. But yeah, it's mostly cute. I do respect that. It could be that I've been there and tried that myself. So we are 3-1. That's okay, standing after round 4. Yeah, I think that kind of reflects the deck's quality. So it's not a 4-0 deck, but it's a 3-1 deck. Yeah, and we can reach a maximum of 7. 2 more losses and we are out. We'll have to see. Not the best, but also not the worst. Oh, that's nice. 2-drop from the chisel. Oh, that's a great card. Let's see if they want to trade. Interesting. That's quite a good car as well. Let's see if we can find a picture. Yes, we can. Oh, yes, we can. Give me that. Another one? Fuck my life. This is going to suck. No attacks. Not even with a flyer. Interesting. Well... we need to get rid of this. We can even play the energy refractor. Might Summon the Weak Stone is the only power stone that enters the battlefield untapped. That's great. Yeah, that's... my opponent really lives the blue-black draw tool topic. That's a really... it's a really nice archetype. Wow. That's impressive. So I have one exile removal at my disposal. I think I'll play this one first and ask if they want to trade. They do. That's good. Then I can exile one of those. And it's not as threatening anymore. I knew it. When I saw that my opponent is playing green, I wondered what reason could there be to play blue, black and green, and I thought yes, it could be a spider. Alright, I need to find another exile removal for that top tier mechanic. Handing out flying is not as impressive when the opponent has a Skylasher spider. So I could reanimate my platoon dispenser, attack and draw a card in the end step. Could also play Trench Stalker. And try to use it next round for something. So yeah, but I think I'm kind of afraid of opponent's mass removal. Not mass removal. Graveyard hate. So I want the card draw to resolve first. I have a trick. Ooh, that one. Okay. It's official, the damage race is off. They're not exiling their spider, which means they have potential recursion in the deck. Okay, this is it. Now that's too much. That was basically the spider. Everything else I could have defeated, but double spider is unbeatable. I had a good start, I did draw good cards, but that's just too heavy then. But this deck also looked insanely good. Well, it's not a shame to lose against that. So my first hand without the 2 colors of mana. My draws are relatively stable today, by the way. Didn't take a single mulligan so far. Ah, no. Also the first appearance of the Warlords League today. Yeah, we sort of need the mana, so I'm not doing anything and just cracking the Burnished Heart in their turn. Opponent seems to be rather of the thinky type. That's bad news. I think this is over. Yes, this is over. Yeah, this is one of the bugs in the format. There are some, but very few cards that win single-handedly, and Titania's Command is one of them. I also think that, I mean, I was a bit slow, but I think I cannot beat this even when I have a faster start. Unfortunate. I thought that we could snatch some more wins, but yeah, some of the opponent's decks were simply stronger. Although, in the last case, I cannot judge this. I only know that Titania's Command is stronger than our entire deck. Well, then that's it for today. It's still been fun. Brothers War is just a great format. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and be sure to tune in next time for Magic and Wingspan and whatever content you find on my channel. See you!